Casual Scale Modeler here, and I'm going to make a little bit of a vlog for this particular video. I'm still deciding on what to do for my next project, which I think I've decided, but I'm not totally sure yet. So I figured I'd go make little video log here, talking about what I've done prior to starting my channel. So there's basically two distinct phases of my modeling career. One, when I was in high school and just starting college, I did a lot of modeling, mostly airplanes. And all those models I disposed of those when I moved out of my parents' house because they were poorly done and just covered in dust. They were hanging from my ceiling, and none of them were done very well. They was all done with the old testers, enamels, with those stupid white brushes and not much else. So there wasn't a lot of, really nothing I was too particularly proud of. I do wish I would have kept the visible B-17, but that's really the only one I had that I will probably someday replace and rebuild with my new modeling skills. So after that, a few years later, I was doing other stuff, and then I got into Warhammer in the late 90s. So I kind of fell back on my modeling skills I had learned earlier, and I've really moved forward with my modeling skills because of the Warhammer stuff. And that's when I started to get back into scale models. Mainly because I joined the Scale Model Addict forum and their contests, and I really wanted to get back into the more casual side of the stuff. So let's just talk about the stuff I've done since coming back into scale models, which was basically around 2011. So this was the first kit I finished. This is a Revell Eurocopter EC-145. This was finished probably about in 2011, middle 2011. And was done with an airbrush. One of the first things I ever used, the first scale model I had finished in better part of 15 years. And the first one I had ever completely sprayed the inside, assembled it, and then sprayed the outside after masking everything. And then the decals were just, this thing has just had a bunch of little decals, and I used a lot of microsol on this one. But everything came out great. It's a cute little helicopter. I really like the colors on it. It's a little dusty because it's been out on display for a while. But that was the first one I did. And then I did this one here for a group build on the SMA forums. This is a Academy, I think, M151A2 hardtop with trailer, and was also the first kit I ever attempted photo etch on. So there's a lot of photo etch on this little kit. This thing originally I bought on closeout at my local Hobbytown USA for a whopping $11, and I spent, I think it was $3.50 or $4 shipping on the photo etch kit. So this was my first foray into photo etch, and it's just everywhere. Most of it is actually on the inside that you can't even see, underneath the seats and underneath the dash and stuff. The top is removable, but it's kind of, or I should say it isn't glued down, but it is kind of a pain to get on and off, so I don't do it very often. And so I was really happy with this little kit. The decals are crap, though. They were almost impossible to get to sit down, even with lots of microsol and microset. Actually ended up gluing down one of the corners with PVA glue just to get it to stick. Lots of olive drab and lots of dirt. So that is the 151. Okay, and then after that, my next one was the General Mayhem. I'm a big fan of, I was into cars back before I got into nerdy stuff, and so I really liked Roadkill on YouTube, and this was my homage to their General Mayhem, which is a Revell kit. And I'm very, very proud of this one. This one, I think it just came out amazing. Not only is it a good analog to the actual car, but the interior is, the car itself has no interior, so all the interior panels are scratch built or modified to look like actual charger panels that have no interior parts. It's almost impossible to get these on camera, so I'm not even going to try, but there's the package tray for reference, and all the rest of the interior looks exactly like that. You can see all the holes, and again, I referenced actual photos of charger parts online to try and get it as accurate as possible. So this was done for a Spring Contest 2015. Okay, then after that, my kids kind of got interested, so I bought this kit as another closeout kit. It's Firebird Formula. And this one was something that my kids and I actually worked on a little bit together. We built it together, and then I ended up doing the painting on it after they lost interest. And this turned out great. It's not perfect because it turns out that the back glass, you can't put it on when you have the spoiler glued on. I didn't know, so now I do. So it got really, so both the window and the paint around the window got messed up. So I hit it very well, but it came out really nice, however, overall. And then after that, my next project was this one. This is one of the Monogrammed, I think it's Monogrammed street cruiser models. It's really cheap. Not a lot of parts, not a lot of detail, but I got it at with a 50% off coupon at my local store, so it was like $6. And you see, this is the same plum crazy purple that I used on the van. In one of my other videos, I was talking about using the paints over and over again, because you buy this big can of paint or big bottle of paint, and now you're stuck with it. If you only do one car, you're wasting money and wasting paint. So again, this was great. I used a very flat white interior, and it's a very lovely contrast with the purple. And I love how this one's sitting out too. I don't think this one has the gloss varnish on it though. And then after that was done, this was the next one I worked on, this 32 Ford, which was again another one of those cheap custom cruiser cars or kits. Didn't cost a lot, not a lot of detail, but it still looks pretty good. And this is another Tester's Color. It is a 2-stage or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's another line of Tester's lacquer, different than the Plum Crazy I used. And this one's really nice. This one really came out well. It's got a small block Chevy in it. It was a great little car to build. Lots of fun. And that puts us at the modern day when I finished up the kits that I did on my channel. The Messerschmitt, the tank, and the Gundam, and now the van. So I think that's about all we're going to talk about here. So these are all the stuff that I worked on very recently, and they look really nice. I can definitely tell my modeling skills have increased over time. I'm very happy with how all these cars look. Definitely. And they look great on my display shelf. Oh, and also this was the first time I'd ever, on this one, I actually stripped chrome off the bumpers and painted the bumpers body color. First time I'd ever done that too. So I was very... So each of these kits I try and do something new, which I haven't done before. So, and hopefully I can accomplish that. Like with the van was the flocking. It was the first time I ever did that. So my next video here, so in an upcoming video, when I don't have anything else to do, I'm going to go over the old cars that I have. As I say, I didn't save any of the planes, but I saved all the model cars I built when I was in high school. Again, this was in the, I graduated in '88, so this was almost 30 years ago when I built some of these models. I think the last one was built in '95. And I do have some of those on some of those need to be repaired, some of them are meh. Some of them look really decent, actually. But I will go over those in the next video. So that is it for this video log, and thanks for watching.